Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for coming to see me today. I really do appreciate when you click on my videos. Well, I apologize for not getting a video out last week. Friday morning I woke up with excruciating tooth pain and had to have an emergency extraction and gum surgery. So that was not fun. I really do believe it was the worst pain of my whole life and I'm still not over it. My jaw feels like I was hit by a truck. So I still can't eat right, and things are healing up just fine, and I'm thankful to be over the hump of it kind of thing, but I'm still not out of the woods. So I apologize for any lack of motivation I've had to share with you for, my journey, as I love to share my journey with you. So if you saw the previous video that I put up, it was about this shawl called Over the Willamette, and it's by Jen Wolfe Kaiser. I saw a sample at a yarn shop called the Naughty Goat, and so I went out to Ravelry. I purchased some of the yarn there in the shop, and then I went to Ravelry and purchased the pattern for $4.50, I think it was. And so I showed it to you last week. It had not yet been blocked, or not last week, but the week before. It had not yet been blocked, and the project uses a 3.5mm hook, but I decided to jump up to a 4.5mm hook because that's what Amy do sometimes. So this is all the yarn that I had left, and I was not able to get, there's 2 rows of the border here that I was not able to get on. So what I did was I changed up the border a little bit on the row that I did get done so that it would look closer to being a border. And then I showed it to you, like I had done both borders up to here just so that we could see what it looked like, and then ripped it out and just, like I said, changed up the border a little bit so I could get these peaks to be put on there, because that's really the purpose of the border that she puts in the pattern. So again, 4.5mm hook. I ran out of yarn. Whoops, I just had that little bit left, and this was 438 yards of 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and then 5% stellina is the little metallic strip that runs through there. So that was my finished project that I showed you previously but was not blocked, so now here it is blocked and gorgeous. So this was kind of a 3 bears situation, mama bear, papa bear, baby bear kind of thing. So I went up in the hook size and ran out. I did the pattern as I saw the sample, as the pattern is written, in the same yarn and the same hook size. So I knew that that one was going to turn out, or I was hoping that that one was going to turn out. Before I show you that one though, because I do think it's the prettiest, I am going to show you the middle one that I did. And I did work these 2 up at the same time. I would do 1 row of this one, 1 row of that one, so that I wasn't getting discouraged at any point. I wanted to be sure to finish these 2, for this size comparison of my hooks and such. So this is the yarn that I'm going to show you next. This is called, it's a bunny blend. It's 80% merino and 20% angora. And so I had 2 of these. Each one was 219 yards. And Carol Makes is where I got these at the Midwest Fiber Fest this last year. So again, I used the 4mm hook for that. And I'm a little bit hesitant to wet it, to block it, because it is the angora. And so I thought I would just leave it as it is. You're missing a whole lot of pattern because of the color variegation. Sometimes you just lose a beautiful pattern so much because of the change in the color. And so I wasn't going to put forth the effort, I don't think, to block this one for those 2 reasons. You can see the 2 hanks that I used are, naturally or hand dyed, so they're going to naturally be a little bit different in color. This looks much more gray, and then it looks like there's a lot more of the color along the bottom section here where I added the second skein. But I do like it the way that it is. It's so Halloween-y to me. Today is November the 1st, so for me to have been working on this in the weeks leading up to Halloween just kind of fit. But so beautiful colors there. Again, just I don't know that I want to spend time to block it, and there's kind of pattern loss in the variegation anyway when you can see it so clearly here, right? So that's kind of like the middle the middle size hook or whatever for the middle child. No, that was my 4mm hook. And finally, the beautiful sample that I saw was made with this Emma's yarn. And it's this Practically Perfect sock yarn. It's 80-20 blend with superwash merino and nylon, and this one was 400 yards. And so this one I did use the 3.5mm hook that was suggested in the pattern, and I got through all of it, plus I got a little bit left. And I just took this off the blocker this morning to be able to share it with you. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So this is a variegated color, as you can see, but it is so much lighter. You know, the light shades allow you to see the pattern very well. And I blocked it. I blocked the patooties out of this one. So I got both border rows done on this one. And so I thought maybe I'd put it up against here so you can kind of see the difference. This was where I ran out of the yarn because I went up to a 4.5mm hook. And then this is where you get all of the pattern. Oops, do like this, where you get both rows of it. See how pretty? So I really, really, really like this one. This was, you know, a lot of times in our crochet journey and our yarn journey, we just buy yarn because it's pretty and we don't have a purpose for it. This was really the first, I'm buying this yarn to go with this pattern marriage that I've done, that I found, that I've seen, that I've done. This was very, what do I want to say? I felt strong about it. You know, I always have so many doubts about whether this yarn is going to work with this pattern or if it's going to be enough, or if I have two colors, what's it going to do if I start striping and all that good stuff. So this I just thought was such a good pattern to purchase, and it just turned out so pretty. So I really couldn't be happier with it. So in addition to me not having a video from last week, hubby and I did not go out on our normal Friday night date night like we always do. So, you know, my surgery was done Friday morning at 9 a.m. And so I just slept for like 3 days, you know, in and out of consciousness, grogginess, take more painkillers. It was horrible. I don't wish it on anybody. And I really believe I take care of my teeth. So not only was it a shock and I was angry about it and all that good stuff, but now I'm kind of on the other side of the healing, and so I can start to see the daylight. You know, I start to see light at the end of the tunnel or whatever. I didn't eat for like 3 or 4 days. It was horrible. So good to be on the side of that. We're going to change our clocks tonight. It is daylight saving time, fallback, whatever. How many of us don't want to do this anymore? How many of us just want the clock to be what it is, right? Always trying to figure out, are we falling? Are we springing? Which way does it go? Do you lose an hour? Do you gain an hour? And for what? Are we still harvesting in the morning that we need the extra daylight? I don't know. So that's what's been going on with me. I had, in addition to my issue, we had our grandchildren a little bit more than we did on the norm. So that took up some time as well. I didn't get quite as much a chance to crochet as I'd like to, you know, 24/7. And I was going back through my journal, my, you know, crochet pattern journal, and realized that I only had this pattern to record for October and my cherry blossom. I'm calling this my cherry blossoms because I said it looks like a blue satin or a blue silk dress or whatever with the cherry blossoms all over it. So this is the tendril shawl by Any Design Crochet, and so that's what I did for the month of October. And I do have another version of this that is being pinned as we speak. I'm not saving anything, for the goodness. I showed you guys this already. I worked with my Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn. This showstopper is called Lightning Bug, and you can see I've got just a little bit left. I went up to a 4.5mm hook for this project. This is one that I might have done in different hook sizes as well over the course of time. But this one I did not block. I'm just kind of leaving it to go a little bit scallopy. These are, you know, 4 rows, and then you've got 2 stitches that get undone, that get unworked. So they're like little steps. And so you can really block this to be much more steppy, but I decided just to let this one go. So that's what I did through the month of October. I've got these 2 still pinned. This one is still pinned. And then the 3 of these. And I don't feel like that's a whole lot. So my book, I went to start recording my book into my computer, and I was like, two projects. I worked on two patterns, I should say. I got 5 projects, but 2 patterns. So I want to start to mix things up a little bit. I don't want to start working on a bunch of Christmas ornaments or Christmas doodads or things for the holiday. So I'm not sure what my next project's going to be. I just felt like I had to come and say hello to you. I missed you, and I feel like I owed you a video from an explanation for why I didn't put up a video for last week. So that's all I've got for today. I think I did show you this in a photo, but not really talked about it. I dropped my yarn holder, and the rest of the little, this thing came around like a little scrolly thing, and it broke off. So I thought I could keep using it, but the edge on this is really rough, and my yarn keeps getting hooked on it. So I don't know if I'm going to try to super glue that, if that's a thing, or if it's just going to go, you know. So, all right, guys. Thanks for sitting with me today. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and please do come back and see me again. Thank you. Bye-bye. Kiss. Thank you.